chosen by God, remembered by all, the untold story of Dhul-Qarnayn, in a misty age long forgotten, when kingdoms crumbled beneath the feet of tyrants and the thrones of the earth collapsed under the banners of oppression. God raised a righteous servant, a king who became a sign for all nations. The Arabs called him Dhul-Qarnayn. The people of the book named him Cyrus, the one blessed by the Lord, Isaiah 45:1. And in the legends of the Romans and Jews, some claimed he was Alexander the Great, Alexander III of Macedon. Whatever his name, his deeds spoke for themselves. God empowered him on earth and gave him the means to accomplish all things. Quran, Surah Al-Kahf 1884. So he set out to traverse the ends of the earth, to uphold justice and crush corruption. With his army and companions by his side, he raced westward, chasing the sun. He traveled until he reached a distant land, where the sun appeared to sink into a dark, boiling spring, as described in the Quran, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a spring of dark mud and found a people nearby. Al-Kahf 1886. The people of that land were wicked. They worshipped clay and fire and fought one another without honor. Then came a whisper from the heavens, either punish them or treat them kindly. Al-Kahf 1886. He drew the sword of justice and declared, whoever wrongs himself and others, I shall punish, then return him to his Lord, who will punish him severely. But whoever believes and does good, for him is the best reward. He brought order to chaos, and then journeyed eastward. He reached a land where people had no shelter, no roofs, no walls. They had no cover from the sun. Al-Kahf 1889-90. They were simple and peaceful. He left them untouched, for not every sword must be drawn. He marched on until he reached a valley between two mighty mountains, walls that seemed to hold up the heavens themselves. There he found a people who could barely speak. In broken speech, they pleaded for help against Gog and Magog, the savage nations from the north. In the Torah, they were described as invading hordes, Ezekiel 38-39, and in the New Testament as end-time destroyers, Revelation 20-7-9. Gog and Magog are spreading corruption in the land, they said. Can we offer you tribute so you may build a barrier between us and them? Al-Kahf 1894. Dhul-Qarnayn refused their wealth. What my Lord has granted me is better. But help me with your strength, and I will build a solid dam between you and them. Al-Kahf 1895. He ordered iron to be brought and piled between the mountains. They fanned it with bellows until it turned to fire. Then he poured molten copper over it. When it became a fire, he said, "Bring me molten copper to pour over it." Al-Kahf 1896. It became an unbreakable wall. They could neither scale it nor pierce it. Al-Kahf 1897. Then the king stood before it and said, "This is a mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, he will level it to the ground, and my Lord's promise is true." Al-Kahf 1898. That barrier, though great, was never eternal. When the destined time comes, Gog and Magog will rise. As foretold in Revelation, when the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released, and will gather Gog and Magog from the four corners of the earth. Reverend 27-8. They will surround the holy city, but fire from the heavens shall consume them. And thus remains the legend of Dhul-Qarnayn, a tale forged not only in iron, but in faith. Even today, eyes still turn northward, awaiting the day the gates open, when truth returns in its final battle, and light conquers darkness.